I feel the burn.
Bon appétit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm here with my close friend, not only friend, but also family relative. So he is my half brother from my third mom. And today we're going to be doing a sort of fitness vlog, and we're going to also eat some nice food afterwards. So thank you, Thomas, for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
So we are in the gym right now. Thomas is going to take us through a nice warm-up. So Thomas, please take it away.
Sure. We'll do some exercises for rotator cuffs with the band. So we just need to fix that to somewhere.
And so how many reps are we doing here?
I always do 12 on each side, like this. It doesn't have to be too hard. And then you do also like that. 12. And then you change you go with the other arm. We do the same, but here. So we keep the always 90 degree. And we do here just quick flexion, small flexions. What's your usual warm-up?
Usual warm-up actually consists of some of the exercises you've just shown now.
Okay.
And a big reason is because I have this issue with posture. And so I think over a long time, and I think it also has to do with my profession, cooking a lot.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of sort of forward leaning.
Bending.
Yeah. So as a result, my posture over time has sort of slowly more and more sort of come forward. So now I'm in a very long process of kind of like stretching it out and doing exercises that sort of like lift my chest up.
That's why you say you focus on back now?
Yeah, much more back, and which is crazy. I always loved doing chest, but now I've almost completely stopped it. Actually, I've just completely stopped it. And again, with the whole idea of just bringing my sort of chest up and correcting my shoulder.
You already see the difference on
I think so, yeah.
how you stand?
Yeah, if I look at videos like maybe about a year ago versus now,
Yeah.
I already see a bit of a nice change,
cool.
yeah. But what is crazy, it's a really, really long process. It's not
Yeah, of course.
something that you know, kind of like fix overnight.
Comes with discipline.
So part of sort of like fixing the posture, I do a lot of sort of single armed movements because it helps sort of strengthen those muscles that are sort of a little bit weaker. So this is a great exercise because you can do single arm pulls. Again, I'll just start with something a little bit lighter. We just go for a warm-up first. Once we feel warm, we start to increase the weight. So also for a bit of context, now we're kind of like doing a program that I usually do. Usually we'd also add legs, but we're gonna skip it for today, just to sort of make it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's gonna be quite sort of back focused, shoulder focused, again, sort of with the idea of posture mainly. But then I think afterwards we're gonna try some functional training that Thomas is very well known for. It might be a little bit challenging for me, especially with my sort of shoulder and back issues, but we'll see once I'm sort of fully warm. Easy, lightweight, I think we're gonna start to increase it, I think.
What I think is important also is to keep count of the reps that you do.
Yeah.
And to have clear number of reps that you need to do, number of sets, and write down so you can progress.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll go to the gym, you do random exercises, and you don't progress, and you wonder why, because you went to the gym 4 times a week, but you don't keep track of progress.
So essentially, progressive overload is really important. But I feel like I fall into that category. I kind of train to failure. I mean, I don't do random exercises, but I sometimes lose count on the number of reps. Yeah, I think another interesting topic about training only 2 sets and to failure is also the rest period. Now, from my research, I don't know if your research from what you know is different, but from my understanding is minimum 2 minutes, which for me was also kind of a big shift because I don't know, 5 or 8 years ago, I was really training and only resting for like a minute because the science back then said, if you did more than a minute, you're not gonna grow any muscle versus now science says it's actually the contrary. You gotta rest at least 2 minutes. I don't know, did you hear the same thing or?
Yeah. I don't know, we hear a lot of things, but for me it's clear that long rest is better, especially if you do functional training, because your nervous system works hard, so you get tired, and then you don't execute the exercises really well. So that's really important for me, the rest also. And sometimes you feel like you've been resting 2 minutes, and when you check, it's only 1 minute.
No.
It's long.
Yeah, that's
2
true.
minutes or
Yeah,
3
yeah.
minutes is long. And sometimes I even do 5 minutes rest between exercises.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, now we're going to do some back extensions. Again, I think this is a great exercise, especially if you have posture issues. Keep everything as straight as possible. If you kind of have the cables, you can kind of like stop here, yeah, and then take it
Like
out.
this?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. And again, the idea is here is just sort of like focus on the upper back. Again, about sort of the posture.
Yeah. I feel.
I think it's more sort of also sort of a functional exercise, but also I think an important one in terms of posture.
So about injuries, I think the important is to prevent injuries with hydration, with proper warm-up, and also with sleep, a lot of sleep, which is underrated. And when you're injured, I think it's really important to not stop working out. I think that was one of my biggest mistakes, because I had a lot of injuries, especially joint injuries, so elbows and shoulders. And I tried to stop for a month, and it was even worse, because you need to bring blood flow to the injuries to heal faster.
I find it also quite interesting because that consensus has changed a little bit, especially with, you know, going to physios, myself having injuries as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of like them all saying like, no, you got to continue exercising, that it's better versus completely stopping. But like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, they were always sort of advising that you completely stop. So it's kind of interesting how sort of like science and knowledge on sort of like around injury has sort of changed over time. Right, next we're going to do shoulders. Again, just do a quick warm up.
Yeah.
Just a quick working set.
With 30 kilos.
I usually start with 25.
I was joking.
I'm a little bit on the fence with this exercise because this is also an exercise that sort of created my shoulder injury issue. And I feel like there's not enough research and consensus on how the bench should actually be.
Really?
I feel like it's a bit varied between, I think you can do both, between straight and a little bit more declined, but it's a bit mixed because it kind of hits a bit different. And then the other thing that I've also always tried to research was, should you have your back arched or not?
True.
And there's not enough, or I can't find anything that says, oh, you should have it arched or not. The only thing that I sort of heard was from a physio that said, whatever exercise you do, always try flex your core.
Yeah.
So you protect your back. We did a big shoulder compound movement just before. Now we're going to move into flies. Not too heavy. Now there's different techniques. Some say to sort of lean forward, so you're using less swing. But for me, somehow my lower back hurts, and I just prefer kind of going like this. But I guess each to their own. If you can lean forward and you have not too much, a little bit more out, yeah.
Like that?
And you lean forward. Yeah. So you use less swing momentum. I think you also use less traps. And it becomes a little bit more challenging as well. You should really sort of feel the burn here. I saw this exercise by Jeff Nippert, which I thought looked pretty good.
You like cable exercises, right?
Yeah, I think
It's cool.
it's good, sort of functional, and it gets the job done, especially with those sort of like smaller muscles.
What do you think about supplements?
Supplements, like I tell everyone who I train with, or even last video I did, I think you should really do your fucking research. I think my learning lesson was, I grew up in the area of sort of the bodybuilding community in Australia, which was a lot of based on bro science. It was not, it was based on bro science. So it's not based on actual science. It was not based on any research papers. It was kind of like what your gym bro sort of like recommended. It was sort of handed down. And I think I really like where we've sort of gone now. Everything is based on science and sort of facts and research papers. And so yeah, my views on supplements at the back in the day was like, you know, protein shakes, pre-workout, you know, fish oils, multivitamins, sort of like those classic ones, I guess. And all of these sort of have been like kind of debunked, you know. Fish oil doesn't really add that much value. Multivitamins doesn't fucking add value. Protein powder versus, you know, natural food. Natural food is better.
Yeah.
Pre-workout as well. What kind of shit do they put in the pre-workout?
Yeah.
You know,
A coffee can do the job better
Correct,
than.
yeah. And I've trained with and without, and it works.
Yeah.
It works fine. You know. What do you think?
I think what is really important is to do some blood tests regularly and to understand what you lack. Because you can take a lot of supplements that you actually don't need, and it can create imbalances also in your body. So I would advocate for blood tests.
Okay, what are we doing next? So we did my sort of training that was kind of like functional. I don't know what you thought about it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I liked it. I feel the burn.
Okay.
So I feel even if you don't have a lot of weight, you still feel that you're working out. And I think it's a good sign.
Okay, very nice.
And for now, we will do some basics of exercises that I do. I think it's really important to build on basics before doing more advanced exercises, especially in calisthenics. So we will do some dips and some pull-ups, really easy. So what I would suggest is that we do some like 10 reps to warm up before adding weights. And what I like to do is keep the body straight.
Yeah.
Keep the core activated also when I go down. And you can check that the back of my shoulders goes to the level of my triceps. So maybe you can check if I go deep enough. No?
Yeah, you're almost going slightly past.
Yeah. That's good. Good form. Impressive. So we will do some weighted dips.
Okay,
and,
20 kilos.
20 kilos just for a warm up.
Yeah.
And then we will do maybe six reps.
Okay.
Same form. I just use the bag because it's faster than the belt. No other reason.
But wouldn't you also agree with me that like these exercises are already a little bit more advanced if someone was trying to get into calisthenic movements?
I don't think it's advanced movements. It's basic movement with weight.
Okay.
But of course, I will suggest that you master 12 reps before going with weights. And this is actually more street lifting than calisthenics. It's good. So let's go to pull-ups. I'm looking at the different bars. I like to do pull-ups like classic pull-ups, a bit wider than the shoulders. Yeah. I think if you don't know how to do pull-ups, a good progression towards pull-up can be with band.
Yeah, true.
With band is really good. Or negative pull-up also is a.
Can you maybe show us how to do the band?
Sure. Yeah. So like this, it's really easy. You put one inside, and you just pull like that. And here you will place your foot.
Yeah.
You'll place your foot, and then it will help you to do a proper pull-up.
Yeah. I also feel like this method is much better than using the assisted weight one through the machine.
Yeah, I really don't like this one.
A little bit more natural.
This is the proper movements, and on the machine, I don't think you have the proper movements of the
Correct,
pull-up.
yeah, it feels a little bit more awkward. So now you did explain us that we're going to do some pull-ups, but what are you doing here first?
Training the scapula, warming up, because that's the first part of the pull-up. Because a proper pull-up, you go from really deep. You don't start here on a pull-up, you start down. So I'm warming up this part.
Very clean, I like it.
You go too high.
You think?
Yeah. Very good. So this exercise I will show you is a progression of what you did, as the first rep, and something that we can do next time that we train together. And it's a progression for muscle up.
Okay.
It's called high pull-up. It uses some momentum, and then once you go back on the pulling aspect, you push really strong.
All right.
And the goal is to use to not use skipping. you know, pushing with your
Your
feet.
feet.
Yeah. So it's to stay really straight.
Okay.
It's still work in progress for me, but I really like this exercise.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
So you can balance, move a bit, and once you go now, you pull really straight.
When I go back.
And you aim at your, I don't know how you call this shit. Yeah.
Okay.
You see, you understand?
Yeah.
And you try to keep your feet down. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap. Now we're gonna go have our first meal, which I'm thinking of maybe a steak barbecue.
Sure.
High protein, I think I'm gonna be very happy, which I think is very, very fitting for today's workout. I don't know if you have any questions so far or any comments, please comment below. And yeah, also thanks Thomas for showing us a little bit more of the functional movement, calisthenics. I thought it was quite interesting. And if you also want to see more of that, please let me know. And let's keep moving.
Sure.
All right, so we're back. We just come back from the gym. I have a really nice steak that I've gotten from our lovely butcher. Beautiful Simmental ribeye. It looks absolutely beautiful. Slightly dry aged and some really nice marbling. Also grass-fed. We're gonna do this on the barbecue. Thomas is kind enough to set that up for us. And I'm also gonna do some vegetable prep, some carbs, not too much. I have sort of an idea of maybe a roasted pumpkin, sweet potato with a protein, natural yogurt sort of sauce on top. And then maybe some broccolini, keep it very simple, and maybe some fried eggs. So we have a really high calorie, high protein final dish for the day. So let's keep moving. So we're gonna make some roasted pumpkin. Also have some sweet potato. So we're gonna add a couple of sprigs of thyme, the garlic, just a touch of oil, a bit of sea salt. It's a good flip. And we're just gonna roast this. Exactement. Oven, 200°C, arrivederci. So now we're gonna make our topping. It's quite simple. We have some protein, natural yogurt. Mix this up. Pinch of salt, just a touch of oil. So we're gonna make some burnt butter. It's gonna be drizzled over our beautiful roasted pumpkin with protein yogurt. So our burnt butter is ready. Just gonna strain this over here. So now we're gonna blanch some broccolini. It's very short for about 2 minutes, and then we'll finish them off in our grill. At the same time, we're gonna do a very classic Béarnaise. I'm gonna add some white wine and a bit of vinegar. So now we're gonna reduce it to around 1/4 to 1/5, and then we're allowed to cool it. And then we'll begin the Béarnaise once we have already cooked the steak and are also resting the steak before we slice and dice. So that is done. I'm just gonna drain this, quickly shock it with some cool water. So stop the cooking process. Now we're gonna start with our steak, just a very light coating of oil. And add some sea salt. Now we're gonna start with our steak grilling. As you can see, really nice coals. And then we start barbecuing. Looking good. Now this is quite a thick piece. So, because we are always under time pressure, don't ask me why, it's gonna be quite difficult to get a really nice medium rare finish. It is doable, but it would take quite some time. So we're gonna just do the main sort of roasting aspect, just to sort of get that nice flavor, charcoal barbecue flavor, and then we'll just finish it off in the oven at around 200°C. All right. A little bit hot. Wow. Give this a nice flip. Oh yeah, look at that, beautiful crust. All right, this is looking good. We're just gonna finish the rest of the cooking in the oven. Just also gonna speed up this process a little bit quicker. So I think our steak is done. We're just gonna give this a good rest here. Next, we're gonna start with our Béarnaise. while our steak is resting, we have our reduced vinegar and white wine. We have some egg yolks. Give us a nice whisk. So this has thickened. It has tripled in size. We're gonna slowly add our butter. Just whisk this through. It's nice and quick. I think in terms of the veggie aspects, the protein is still very healthy. There is very little amount of fat, but if you talk about the béarnaise, it is quite a lot. Now I just have some hot water, not too hot. I'm just gonna place that in here to keep it nice and warm. The steak is still resting. Here we have our pumpkin. I've sort of like semi-roasted it. We're just gonna finish that roasting aspect. Look really beautiful here in this oven. Next, we're gonna start on our broccoli. That was smoky as fuck. Just a touch of oil, not too much. Bit of salt, beautiful. We're gonna add our broccolini. Just give them a really nice toasting. If you never had broccolini, charcoaled broccolini, wood fire grill, you gotta try it out. Absolutely beautiful. I feel like more and more we're verging from a, again, I think it's still quite healthy, this meal, but we're verging more and more into sort of like the gourmet aspect of a meal. But to be also honest, I think these are sort of the meals I also actually have on a regular basis. So while these eggs are being cooking, I'm just gonna reduce the heat a bit. We're gonna return to our broccoli. Look at that, oh, beautiful. Let's give it a nice little flip here. Oh. Just gonna add a touch of pepper. So here our steak, I'm not sure if you can see this, but we're at 54C, so it should have a nice medium rare. We're just gonna quickly heat that up again on the barbecue, and then we're going to slice, and as you know, we will dice. All right, I think our broccolini is done. I'm just gonna little switch here. I'm gonna take this off. Looking good. I'm just gonna quickly add our beautiful steak. Just flash, sear it a bit. We did both sides. Let's take this off. So our pumpkin is done. It's always a bit of a challenge to cook steak this thick really well, especially just in the charcoal, including then sort of leveraging on the oven. But so far so good. All right, quite nice. Here we have a nice medium rare, but you can see a little bit towards the end, it verges to sort of medium. That is also because sort of usually, I mean, a steak doesn't come out perfectly in terms of sort of like the shape and thickness. So that is also a bit of a challenge where you end up having a little bit more on one side, a bit on the medium, and on the other side, a little bit more on the medium rare. So next, we're gonna plate. All right, so here we have our steak. All right, my friend.
Amazing.
Bon app.
Bon appetit. The meat is amazing, right?
You like it?
Yeah, I really like it. The only thing, and it's always difficult, is to keep it warm. So let me try this béarnaise.
True béarnaise.
This is a really great meal. Are you happy with the meat?
For me, a touch too textured for a cut like this.
All right.
I thought a little bit more. And it's also like, okay, textured is fine, but the juiciness is okay, it's sort of there, but it needs a little bit more.
However, I think the taste is amazing.
Okay.
And for me, the texture is great because you actually need to chew. Like you feel you're eating good meat.
I feel like we kind of almost did a U-turn here to an extent because the meal is more sort of on the gourmet. I think it's still very healthy if you took out the béarnaise. Again, in terms of like the workouts we're doing, the amount of activity, I think this is totally doable. But still sort of an interesting shift because initially I planned on something even more healthier and more sort of like less sort of classical in that sense. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I don't know, what were your sort of thoughts when you first came What do you expect?
That's really something that I enjoy, and I will eat that every day. And also the quality of the ingredients is much better.
Higher, yeah.
Yeah, this piece of meat is, you cannot have that daily.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, it fits well. Like we did a good training, so it's kind of reward also after the training in terms of calories and in terms of
Correct. Yeah.
nice food. So yeah, happy with that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a wrap. Thanks, Thomas, for joining again. I really appreciated your presence. You had really good, positive energy. I also liked our discussions around the fitness aspect.
Yeah.
I think that was very, very interesting. I don't know if you had any thoughts, please comment below. And as always, till next time.